Here is your host, Derek Pearson.
Tuesday, 11:01, in the city of Lincoln. Weather worthy. 43 degrees. We'll give it a boom. 43 degrees. We'll take it. 402-464-5685 is the Starter Haven text line. You want to be a part of what we're doing? You got questions for the coach? Load them up. He'll answer some. He'll ignore some because that's just how it works. Those are the rules. Those are the rules. You can follow on all the live video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo Channel 961. Download the Ticket app so you can take us wherever you go. And Amazon Prime, if you would. Fancy for some, but the rest of you folks. There's nothing that really gets Husker fans agitated like making them get Amazon Prime. But gee whiz, people. We're in the middle of the country. Get Amazon Prime, for crying out loud. You have the internet. It's not that difficult. Bob, 2 questions for you, sir. How the heck are you?
Hey, not too bad. Feel pretty good. Like you said, it's a big day here, especially for Nebraska basketball. I always say it. Any day with Nebraska basketball is better than a day without, especially when there's a top 15 matchup.
Yeah, we're having different conversations now about Nebraska basketball, and I kind of dig that. Kind sir, if you would you please pay the bills?
Yes, today's show is sponsored by Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest quality technology and communication services since 1901. Whether it's residential or business, Hamilton has the answers. Visit hamiltontel.com for more info today.
Thank you, kind sir. He is the program lead, the head coach for Nebraska men's tennis. He's a regular. He's part of the family. Peter Kobelt joins us for his Tuesday conversation. Kind sir, how the heck are you?
What's up, TP? What's up, Bach? Doing good. Just another day in the life, man. It's been a good start to the season. Some spring starting to show itself a little bit too, which is always nice.
Yeah.
So maybe some outdoor tennis coming soon. We'll see.
Yeah, you almost had a chance this weekend to get it outside. Yeah, it was 55, but they hit it after you started playing.
Yeah, and then there's always you gotta get the facility ready and prepared, and we just weren't ready yet. So nets up, windscreens down, and make it look nice and presentable for the fans when they come by. So
I didn't notice this until walking out Sunday, but it's 2-sided outside.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'm walking out and I'm just standing there for a minute, just kind of taking it all in. And then I see court 11 and I went, huh? Wait, what? And it was like, oh, there's 2 sets of 6. Okay, dum-dum.
we got 12 courts out there. Yeah.
That college math, man, it was tricky for a minute there,
I don't blame you.
Trying to figure it out. 7-1, kind sir. 7-1 heading into a big week. Lots going in the program. There are a couple of things we're going to cover over the course of the hour, or try to. Is what your week ago, pros and cons. The week ahead with Arkansas, next up on their way to the Dillon Tennis Center, and then as a coach in the Nebraska athletic department, being able to shed some light to the hiring process. Some of the things that go on within the programs. As a coach, you getting hired, it's almost an act of Congress to get any coach in the system. There's lots of compliance that has to be met and diligence that has to be done. So recent news in the program and some exposure to what, kind of pulling the curtain back to how business is done. But you have some insight. And I will ask you to share that as well. Let's go back before we go forward. Kind sir, going into the week and a great matchup, quite frankly. What did you learn this week about your guys?
Yeah. So we played Ole Miss on Saturday. I thought it was a highly contested match, really close. Ole Miss is great. Like I said last week, they got a new head coach, young guy, brings a lot of energy. I think he's cut from the same cloth as me. I really like how he does things. I have a lot of respect for him and the guys in their team. And, as some of the things that I value extremely here are, the competition piece, the toughness piece. And I think for the first time, we were kind of out competed and out toughed in our own building. So that left a sour taste in my mouth and the staff's mouth and the guys. And we were able to bounce back on Sunday against the North Dakota team that played us great and challenged us throughout the entire match, which I think was good for us. And then today we kind of reset the tone, regrouped. I think I made a few coaching mistakes last week, preparing them for the weekend, last weekend, and I told the guys that this past weekend's on me, and we won't be making those mistakes anymore. And the tone was set from the first ball this morning at practice. So you're always learning. I'm a young head coach. The guys know that. The guys make mistakes. I make mistakes. When mistakes are made, you got to lean into them. But at the same time, Ole Miss is a great team, and they're going to do great in the SEC conference, and we got to, prepare for the next match, and that's Arkansas this Sunday.
Another SEC team coming in the building.
Yep, exactly. So another great team. Their head coach has been doing this for a long time. Have a lot of respect for him too. Have some great players. Each team presents different challenges. But I keep stressing to the guys, if we're the team that's the toughest and competes the hardest, for 3.5 hours, it's going to be really hard to beat you guys. So I think we just got to get back to the basics and focus on ourselves. And, whatever happens, we just got to roll with it and keep improving.
Did some of the lessons from Ole Miss show up against North Dakota, that your young guys figured out some things and learned that, even in the grind, even if you're down first set, finding your way? I saw some of the grind happen.
Yeah.
And those third set wins are always critical, but to watch the process happen and watch guys work it out in their mind, like, hey, got to fix here, got to adjust here. I got to do better.
Sure. So, we told the guys after the match that the margins in either direction are really small. When you're playing a team, Ole Miss was better than us on paper, I would say by a decent margin. We were right there to beat them. The margins are this small. And the same goes when we're the team that's favorited, like we were on Sunday against North Dakota. That they won the doubles point, and it took 3 third sets to clinch the match on them in singles. So the margins are really small. So there's no real margin for error, and it requires your best every time you go out there, and you have to treat every opponent with respect. And I think it's real easy to lose focus and on the main thing. And at the end of the day, the team that competes the best together, the longest and the hardest, I think that's in college tennis. That's how you find victories. So there's, Ohio State's the number 1 team in the country. Virginia's 2. I don't know what the exact order is right now. Going into the National Indoors event coming up this weekend, but I told the margins aren't big, even with those teams. But it just comes down to how well we do things and what we need to do, and that's what we're trying to focus on moving forward.
What is the difference when you say the margins are small? How much of it is on court in game management versus how much of it is preparation, recovery? There's physical and emotional, right? There's the physical and psychological. Which ways do you find it easiest and most direct to change the direction of how things are going for your players?
Yeah. So I think there's components of all of that go into the match. But for me, clearly, like the most important part is how you spend and what you do during your practice time leading up to the match, and what you do in the fall. How do you set, what standards you set in the program? Do you hold your players accountable each and every day? Do the captains hold the rest of the team accountable each and every day? Are those things happening? And then when it comes to match day, you've been to a few matches now, DP. I don't really do too much on the sideline unless I feel like I need to get involved. Right. Tennis, a lot of it is a competitive game where you have to kind of feel things out inside of the point. And if there's something that I need to come and talk to the guys in between the point, I will. But a lot of times, it's a lot of that stuff is anchored out in worked out in the week leading up, and the habits we form and the system that we coach them through, and all those things happen in the fall. So for me, it wasn't our best weekend. That's okay, but for me it's real easy to get back on the horse because the guys know exactly what we need to do. There's no like, okay, we got to really tear down and break things up and restart. It's just like, hey, we're going to come out. We're going to work really hard from the first ball. We're going to go for an hour and a half, but it's going to be really, really hard.
There seems to be a level of toughness required. And I hear the players talking about the emotional toughness.
Mm-hmm.
Like most people think when they hear toughness, they think physicality and being able to grind through physically in spaces. But tennis appears to me to have as much psychological toughness as anything I've seen.
For sure. It's a sport where you don't really know where the finish line is. So you kind of have to have a lot of courage to go out there and work your very hardest. The very first point of the match, you can't work your way in or you can't rely on a good start and let the clock run out. Like you have to have the courage to go out there and compete as hard as you can each and every single point. And that means doing that and also losing. So physically, there's a physical component to it that you have to deal with psychologically, where you're like, man, I don't know if I can do this for 3 hours. And then there's like an adaptation aspect to it. We're like, okay, this was the game plan going into the match. It's not working. What do I need to do? That's where sometimes the coaching can come in and help relieve some of that. But at the end of the day, those guys got to go out there and they got to, get to the last point and they got to step across the finish line. And there's a whole host of things that they got to go through. And college tennis, you got to handle your emotions, not just on your court, but you feel the energy and the vibes going throughout the entire building. You can feel the energy and you got to be able to manage everything. And we keep talking about the process of what they're trying to do. Each guy has a slightly different process, but you got to be able to reset after every point and treat the next point separately and not hang on to the last point or not look too far into the future. And you just got to play that next point the best you can. So you can't win a match or lose a match until you get to the very end, the very last point. So you gotta try and simplify it as much as you can, in my opinion.
There's so many things that, like I said, when you sit in that chair as a program lead, there are things that I want to ask. Bach and I were talking about it yesterday with men's basketball, that it is a moving goalpost for lack of better point of reference, right? That you start the season wanting to beat your rivals and to get some consistency at home. Then it's consistency of play, right? You build the foundation based on the things that carry your program. Then it becomes, here, if we do the things that we're supposed to do, shoot 50 from the floor, 40 from three, 80 from the free throw line, we win the turnover to assist ratio battle, we get more possessions. Then it allows you to scale and go, okay, we need to beat our rival. Let's beat Creighton. Let's get our first road win against a Power Four. Then, hey, we can take another step up. How do we look against the Big 12? How do we look against the ACC? Then it's within conference. Okay, do we measure up? Can we figure out how to get wins in conference? To the point where 21 wins, 21-2, 10-2 in the Big Ten. That on a night where it, as Bach said, a top 15 matchup in Lincoln in February. we haven't said that.
Sure.
Ever. And you start to get your eyes forward. As fans, we get forward. As a coach, what are the conversations you have to your players to remind them that, no, it's Purdue first. And then we'll get into Big Ten tournament play, right? Because then you start to measure, fans start to look forward and go, okay, how many games can we win? Can we win 30? Can we win the Big Ten regular season, right? If we do our jobs and get all the wins, we stack up wins, we can be the regular season Big Ten champions or be in place for it. How important is winning the Big Ten tournament? if it's important at all. Oh, by the way, there's the 2-ton elephant in the room that you haven't won, right? How do you manage? How does Fred manage as a coach? How do you keep things in perspective?
So yeah, that's a loaded one, but I think it's pretty simple ultimately. Like I think maybe those conversations you have as a staff kind of in the off season when things are, you're rebuilding your team or you're building your team, you after the season ends, you sit down as a staff and you kind of address, things that need to change in order for you to kind of go through that checklist you went through. So that's something I think the staff handles internally. And then I think that what this team has that it maybe hasn't had in the past here are you got some senior leadership that's really sturdy. You got a Sam Hoiberg and a Rink Mast that are just, as reliable as a old, baseball glove, that you're gonna catch that ball every time. You can really rely on those guys and the maturity in the locker room. They know that you don't have to coach, hey, one game at a time, one possession at a time. Those guys understand that. I think Coach Hoiberg, I've been lucky enough he's invited me to a few practices, so I've been able to sit in and watch. We have some recruits in town. He's happy to have other teams come in and watch practice and talk to the recruits, which is always great. Fred's a great guy, as everyone I'm sure knows. But just when you watch their practice, it's upbeat, it's fast. There's no stopping. There's no they maximize their time on the court. Super efficient. And I think when you do that over and over and over and over again, you ultimately, train the team to just that's how you function. And when you watch this team play, you see a team that's moving around, cutting hard, cutting at the right time, passing at the right time. All this stuff they do every day at practice. So for them, it's more like, it is what it is. This is what we do. There's no changing when you go into a game, whether it's against Purdue or Creighton or, another team that they're favored to beat or they're not favored to beat. It's really just, this is what we're doing. And then it's up to Coach Hoiberg to make any adjustments based on the matchups and stuff like that. But I don't really think they're treating any games bigger or smaller, and that's kind of the approach that we're trying to take in the tennis program too. And, we got some more work to do, but if we can make it as far as they have so far this year, then, we would absolutely take it. So basketball's doing great. I wouldn't expect anything different tonight against Purdue, and we're all cheering for the Husker basketball team tonight. That's for sure.
The rollover effect, we've talked about how the impact of the positive direction of one program leads to positive energy in another, right? They share space. They eat together, work out together, treatment centers and all the classes and being on campus and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle that? Do you want your guys to represent Nebraska tennis at Nebraska basketball? Should there be a show of force, or is that hey, on your own, trying to figure out what you have to get done in order to either be at the game, handle your recovery, handle your classwork? How do you deal with that on a big night of top 15 basketball?
Well, I always encourage the guys to go check out the other sports. I think when they understand how amazing it is to be a student athlete here, and you go around and not just basketball or football or volleyball, but you go, I think women's bowling has a home meet February 23rd here in Lincoln. Mm-hmm. Track and field's winning their conference, doing amazing again. They're off to a great start. Softball just beat number 1 Texas. Baseball's coming off back-to-back Big Ten championship conference titles. So I really encourage our guys to go around and just enjoy Husker athletics. And I think it also puts in perspective, hey, if we don't do our job, we really don't fit in here very well. So I always encourage them to go watch. I think it's always fun, especially for the foreigners to come and see other sports. Just because it's cool, it's a new experience for them. Yeah. Find a new hobby or something else they enjoy to watch or be a part of. And then, there's always the other stuff. They need to take care of their school and take care of their body and make sure they're healthy and ready to go for the next practice. But if they get everything done, then, go for it.
We're with Peter Kobelt, Husker men's tennis head coach. Recent news, especially locally, is the Bill Moose book, where he pulled back the curtain to some of the processes and things that go on behind the scenes. Coach, I'm going to ask you to go through as much as you can the process, right? The process of being hired at a Power 4. And it's different. I understand it's different in different sports. It's different in different universities. Different athletic directors, as a matter of fact, have a different process for it. What was the process for you in getting hired them notifying you that the position was open, and then the process
Yeah.
for getting hired.
So it's definitely not a, hey, you want the job? Okay, here you go, you can have it type of deal. So I would assume everyone understands that, but there's a whole host of things that go involved. But I haven't seen too much on all the news lately. But
Sometimes it's better that way.
I've been pretty busy with what we're doing over at the tennis center. But for me, the process was I would say I was very fortunate to receive the head coaching job here. I think I was the right place at the right time. The previous head coach, Sean Miami, who's now the head coach at Michigan, he got offered the job at Michigan, and that's the job he took. I was actually in Basel, Switzerland, recruiting at the time, and Sean let me know, and before I left on the trip, he kind of told me that this was possibly a chance, and I went to my boss at the time, and I told him, like, hey, if this were to happen, would you guys consider giving me a chance, interim head coach type of deal? And this is absolutely what I want to do. And I think by me going in there and kind of showing them that this is something that I can do and I want to do, I think that was a big step to it. And then, if you're going to be the head coach, you got to be able to put together a staff, and you have to have a plan, and you have to do all this work to justify that, that you deserve this. And I think one of the most important things at the time was being able to keep the team together. When the coach leaves, they're allowed to transfer if they want to. Even after a year of being together, you're allowed to transfer, and we're also, if we can decide not to retain players as well. So there's a whole host of things that go into it. But one of the things that I was confident in was, like, if I was to get the job, give me a year, I can keep this team together. I think this team's, Sean did a great job of putting it together, and the last thing we'd want is to have to start over again. So yeah, and then once there's the initial talks, then you have to go through a background check, and you have to go through all the agreements and the paperwork and contracts. At the time, Trev Alberts had just left for Texas A&M, and Troy, our new athletic director, was just coming in. So having to build a relationship with Troy in a short amount of time, when he's trying to do the same thing with a bunch of other coaches and people in the athletic department's not easy. But I think it helped that we had a great year. We had one of our best years to date then, finishing fourth in the Big Ten, 17 wins, I think we had that year in the overall. So, but Troy did his due diligence. He asked me a lot of tough questions. He wanted to know why I was the right guy, and he wasn't sure if I was at the beginning, and I had to earn it. So I'm glad he gave me the opportunity, and my boss at the time, Keith Zimmer, went to bat for me, and I'm always super appreciative to him. He's been at the university now for, Keith, I keep forgetting, I think 30, it's 38 years, 38 or 39 years. So he's always been someone that I can count on and lean on here in the athletic department. And I know so many other people feel like that, but to have him go to bat for me, I think was a huge part of why I'm here still now too. So,
I mean, the process is fascinating. I would think from the psychological standpoint of having to prepare to present yourself in a short window.
Yeah, I was typing stuff up in Basel, Switzerland. I was trying to find Wi-Fi over there, trying to get everything together. I was scrambling, man.
Right. And so in the conversation with Troy Dannon, how much of the conversation, if any, is about winning?
Yeah, I mean, well, he came over. He wanted to know what my, if I had a philosophy, what's my recruiting philosophy, what's my coaching philosophy. He wanted to know all that, and he made it real clear, like, hey, like, it doesn't matter if this is tennis or football, like, we're here to win. So you need to let me know what you need and how I can help. But this isn't just a job. Like, you're here to lift up Nebraska the very best you can, and ultimately you do that by inspiring the next generation of young men and winning. So he made it clear, and that's what I love. That's all I needed to hear from me. I was like, okay, he's gonna back us when we need help, and the expectations are high, and I think I thrive better when I'm in those conditions for sure. So
that's a good place to put a pin. We'll go to break. When we come back, I do want to go right back to that. the things from a coaching standpoint that you're looking for. I've asked you why Nebraska, but I think to go one step beyond that, the details of what you're looking for in making the decision. Why did you want this job? Because there have been situations where people kind of said they want it and they kind of wanted the job. I think from a coaching standpoint, you have to be all in or it doesn't work. And we'll talk about that with Coach Peter Kobelt, men's tennis, Bach, DP, one-on-one. We'll be right back.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're a farmer, you need to hear this game-changing news about crop insurance. It's now possible to protect up to 95% of your farm's revenue, not at the county level, but down to your individual fields. At Trados, we help farms design protection that works with their marketing plan, not in isolation. The key isn't buying another product. It's understanding how coverage, grain marketing, and your operation work together. As hail and wind rates continue to increase, now's the time to ask better questions. Call us today or visit gotrados.com to start protecting 95%. That's GOTREDAS.com. Trados, ingrained in your success.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Let Sartor Heyman Jewelers help you be a hero this Valentine's Day. We have great gifts in store now, and if you spend $129, we'll throw in a free bouquet of roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905. In Lincoln and Grand Island and online at sartorheyman.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out the top-selling Epic Effects. Epic Effects is designed to help blast body fat, curb cravings, and provide smooth energy so you can cruise through the day. Home of free samples and better than internet pricing, Epic Effects can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Get inspired at the 54th Annual Home and Garden Show, February 13th through the 15th at Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. $10 admission. Let the experts bring your home projects to life. Learn more at hbal.org.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs, to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Back to one-on-one with DP. Sponsored by the Downtown Lincoln Foundation on 93.7 The Ticket.
Peter Kobelt in the building. Men's tennis currently sitting at 7-1. They've got a big one Sunday at 12 noon at the Dillon Tennis Center against. Oh, here come the Hogs. The Hogs of Arkansas. What do you know about Arkansas, Coach?
Yeah, Arkansas SEC program. In tennis, that's arguably the best conference in men's tennis. So for us, it's always great to play against the teams. For one, you learn a lot about yourself, and two, if you're able to sneak a win over one of them, it tends to help you come later on in the year. In terms of getting into tournaments and stuff like that. But very talented team, head coach, way more experience than I have in the business, was the former head coach at Oklahoma State, got that program up to top 5 in the country there. Clearly knows what he's doing. And yeah, I think it's 2 years in a row now we've played them. This is the third year we've played them, and we've lost the first 2. So it's another chance to get some get back here at home. So hopefully we can get another great crowd out there. I think we had 150, 160 people out there for Ole Miss. We definitely need the support again this Sunday. So if any of you guys can come out and watch, it's always free.
Always free, plenty of parking, great access, great seats,
and it's fun.
It is fun. It is fun. I have to kind of balance myself because those early Sunday ones got me all fired up, rooting for fist pumping at 12:30 on a Sunday.
I see you up there, DJ.
Fist pumping on a Thursday, and you start to identify the player personalities, and your eyes are drawn to. And as I say, as media, I'm not supposed to have favorite players, but there's certain players that the play style draws me to them.
Of course,
and they may not be your ones, as a matter of fact. Because your one is Mats Wilander. He's just steady, cool. He gets pumped a little bit when things aren't going his way, but when things are going his way, he's chill. But some of your other guys down in the singles, let's just say they get spicy. Their fight is loud, and that's a compliment to their coach.
Well, we try and create an environment where it's a little bit hostile. They got to come and compete and battle every day. And I think in college tennis, there's multiple ways to do it. You do it, by your presence on the court, how you walk around, your shoulders up, your shoulders down after you win a point or lose a point, that sort of thing. And then with your tennis, obviously how you play. Are you just kind of tapping the ball in and hoping they miss, or you standing up, hitting your serve, hitting your forehand, looking to come into the net, be aggressive? And then the part that I don't think anyone really knows too much about that I really value is the energy battle, especially within the courts, between the courts, as the match is going on. I think in college tennis, the momentum can be swung just with energy. When a couple big points are won by one team, you can really feel the energy yank that way hard. So
and the fans.
So for me, we coach that a lot too. We're like, hey, you've got to win the energy battle. So if that team's bringing a lot of energy, you gotta outcompete them, not just with tennis and your
Go to try it.
So that's where the fans come in huge.
Yeah.
That's where the fans can really help us at home. On the road, it's kind of all manufactured by us, a little small, 10, 12 person boat crew out there. But when we're at home, that's where we really lean on the crowd and our fans to come out and help us push through some of those tough moments and balance that energy for sure.
Sunday, 12 noon, Arkansas. On the schedule kind of looks like a gauntlet, kind sir. Arkansas, up first, but next Friday, Oklahoma State comes to town. Yep. Then you travel to Wichita State, Michigan State, and East Lansing, Michigan and Ann Arbor, Illinois visits Lincoln. Northwestern comes to Lincoln. Then out to USC and UCLA. Washington comes here. Oregon comes here. Wisconsin visits Purdue. You go to West Lafayette. You go to Bloomington. Penn State comes to Lincoln. And then your former Buckeyes show up in Lincoln for the final match of the season, of the regular season before Big Ten championships. That's quite the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, that's what when we tell recruits, like we tell them, like, hey, we're going to make things hard, not just at practice or in the academic area or in school or when you guys play. These guys the kids that we're recruiting, they want to play the best competition. So we try and schedule that the best we can. We also have to be mindful of some of the things that you have to do in order to be eligible for the NCAA tournament. You have to be above 500. So we scheduled a few matches where we can get a few of those wins. We think going into the year, you never know, obviously, but now there's, all those are gone. So now it's slugfest every single weekend, either here or on the road. Big Ten. This is the best the Big Ten's ever been, ever. In tennis, for sure. You got multiple top 10. I think you have two, maybe three top 10, 15-ish teams. Then you got another group of teams that are between 15 and 25. And then, hopefully we're able to sneak in there. But you got teams that are much better. You have like teams that we beat last year, Indiana, Purdue, Wisconsin. All those teams have improved significantly. I mean, so every up and down the ladder here. You just got wars every single weekend. So that's why we tell our guys, you got to treat every match the same. It really doesn't matter who you're playing against. If we can do some of these fundamental things better than other teams, like we'll be fine going through this gauntlet. If we don't, then it could get ugly too. So you gotta be on top of your stuff and hold the guys accountable and try and have some fun while you're doing it, because it is fun.
Coach, it's we are in the current news business. The Big Ten Conference releases a statement about student athlete issues. The commission calls for limitations or ban of individual prop betting on college athletics. The Big Ten Conference Student Athlete Issues Commission today sent a letter to the NCAA President Charlie Baker urging the NCAA to continue pushing for limitations or the outright eliminations of prop betting involving individual student athletes competing in college athletes. The letter reinforces the Big Ten Conference unwavering commitment to protecting the well-being and safety of student athletes across all 18 Big Ten campuses and the integrity of intercollegiate athletics. The statement goes further. The Big Ten Conference is proud to support our student athletes in calling for the restriction or elimination of these bets. Tony Petitti says the Big Ten Conference appreciates the NCAA's effort to eliminate these wagers and will continue to assist student athletes as they deal with the challenges that result from prop bets in college sports. What say you, kind sir? What are the conversations you have with your young people?
Yeah, so these conversations we have at the beginning of the year, in introduction meetings, we have a team packet, a team guideline, basically the team rules that you have to follow, and all of our guys sign it, and there's consequences to any rules that are broken that are first upheld by me and then the athletic department. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a wild world out there, and there's so many different factors now, and there's student athletes with money and things like that. And it's just evolving. So for the Big Ten to come out and make a statement, like that, to double down, I think just solidifies how the Big Ten being the best conference, top to bottom, in multiple different areas, not just in athletics, but academics and also policing the rules and holding their schools to the highest standards. I think that's what truly makes the Big Ten the best. And I mean, as a head coach, these are always things in the back of your mind that keep you up at night. And, that's why it always goes back to the recruiting process and recruiting the right people from the right families in the right places.
I think people miss that when that's said by a coach. They're trying to find the right people. You're trying to find people that not only carry integrity, but they act in integrity. Like that is an important thing. And it's one of my pet peeves when it comes to the star system, right?
Sure.
That heart and integrity don't have stars. Like,
Yeah.
like you need to add that to it, because if you're recruiting just talent, you're missing the boat.
For sure. And I think a lot of programs will go out there and they'll say, hey, we just signed this 5-star athlete and this is awesome. And I'm like, well, what all comes with that 5-star athlete? Is that going to be is that person going to come and practice as hard as they can? Are they going to step up in the big moments and win? Are they able to play sick or injured, or are they able to, be great people on and off the court? Are they going to represent the Nebraska athletic department to the utmost highest standard when they're in class and when they're out and about at 10 or 11 o'clock at night on the streets here in Lincoln, having, enjoying college? Because, I'm not naive. Those things happen, as even though you tell them not to, or you encourage them, that nothing good happens past a certain hour of the night.
What? Bach never did a thing. Bach was an angel when he was a student.
I can see it, Bach.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, so when you recruit players, you recruit all that. And I think that's how you define the program that you want to be. And sometimes that means taking a guy that might be a 4-star, but he does all the other things a 5-star would. So,
man, I need for you to put that on a shirt. I try to say this to people all the time. You get caught up in the star system. But as a coach, there are guys that, can you trust them? Show me where trust, right?
That's number one, man.
Right? Show me where trust is. Show me that you can trust them to put in the work required when you're not around, to work the hardest when you are around, and then to be considerate of people when all the time. Then you need to find people who are physically tough, emotionally tough, psychologically tough. Then you need people with a support system.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. Recruiting's not easy. I think you're never going to find, and I don't want to say never, but it's really rare to find someone that checks off all those boxes. So you kind of have to work with it a little bit. But the things that we do here, the standards that we hold, and as long as they're willing to buy into some of that stuff can change subtly over time. But there's some things that you can't change. Like if they got issues off the court, or if they're not great with academics, or if they're not doing some of the things that, that I can personally help with, then, those are the types of recruits that will tend to pass on.
It's fascinating, Coach, that in all of those things, coaches are recruited by execs and regents.
Mm-hmm. It's a trickle-down effect,
right?
For sure.
Right. Like regents recruit administrators, who recruit coaches, who recruit athletes, who have to deal with families and have to recruit coaches and have to recruit athletic directors and regents. And I think we missed that in the conversation, because let's say that there's a program, let's call it Meatball State University, just for the sake of conversation. And they reach out to Coach Kobelt and say, listen, we're building a brand new facility, housing strictly for tennis players, right? We're going to have an on-campus, an in-building chef, nutritionist. We're going to have an individual workout space. You're going to have the top level of apparel. You're going to have all the shoes you can stand, because we got to make sure DP has his, right? You got all
Absolutely.
the things but you don't trust the athletic director. He doesn't work from the level of integrity that you work from. Could you work for him?
I think that's a decision that you have to make as a head coach, So I think some people unfortunately are just, it's a good job that's reliable, that pays the bills, that feeds their family, that that's kind of how it is for them. But for me personally, no. Like and that's why what Troy's doing here has been amazing. Like when you go and you sit down, you talk to him, and you go to these head coaches meetings, he's talking to everybody. He's communicating with everyone. And he wants everyone to win. So he understands that if he wants everyone to win, then he has to be able to help programs do that. And you can't just expect it to happen if things aren't changing with the times. So he understands that. He's done a great job doing it. And those are the vibes that I got when I basically asked for the job. And he's not only backed it up, he's doubled down, and he's continuing to do so. And as a head coach, knowing that, okay, like I've got everything I need, and there's no excuses anymore. It's all on me. I think sometimes you'll have coaches that sit there and say, oh, we don't have this, we don't have that. And then all of a sudden they're giving everything they have. And then they're like, oh my God, like now all the pressure's on me. I can't handle it. But
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
But hey, give me the ball, give me the ball. Like I can, I know that we can do this here. I believe that we can do this here. I'm not scared to step on home plate, even if I'm born on second base or third base, I can't be scared to step on home. So that's the mentality that I have. And I think if you have that mentality as a head coach, it trickles down to the rest of the program. And that's where I think you can start to build something from the ground up.
Dusty Baker said this, and he was one of my favorite mentors just in what he said. He says, yeah, it doesn't matter what base you're born in. Have a plan for how you're going to get home.
Touch home.
If
you touch home plate, it doesn't matter.
Hey, man, if you get born on third base and you don't have a plan, you got to sit back and wait for somebody to push you across the plate.
It ain't going to happen.
That is a problem. It is a big week for Nebraska tennis. Opportunity for listeners and boosters and fans and alums to donate to the program to help up. There's a give ask happening within the program. We'll get those from Coach Peter Kobelt. It's a busy week, a chance to help Nebraska tennis. We'll talk about that when we come back to one-on-one.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to get stronger just around the corner, so you can give everything you've got. Whether you want to crush a few reps before class with our expanded strength equipment or sweat it out on your way home from work. With over 2,800 locations, there's a Planet Fitness close to you, and most are open 24 hours. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See club for details.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out the top-selling Epic Effects. Epic Effects is designed to help blast body fat, curb cravings, and provide smooth energy so you can cruise through the day. Home of free samples and better than internet pricing, Epic Effects can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Get inspired at the 54th Annual Home and Garden Show, February 13th through the 15th at Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. $10 admission. Let the experts bring your home projects to life. Learn more at hbal.org.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies, and it will be breezy in the afternoon, high around 51. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, a low around 27. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with light winds and an afternoon high near 52. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buckner for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back to One-on-One with DP. Sponsored by the Downtown Lincoln Foundation on 93.7 The Ticket.
Final segment before we hand it over to Adam Carricker at 12 noon. It's a big week for you. A drive to get donations to the Excellence Fund. Can you explain to people how they can donate, what it does for the program as well?
Yeah, so it's a university day of giving for not just men's tennis or another athletic program, but for the law school, the business school. You can choose whatever department that you'd like to give to, but your impact plays a huge role in whatever you give to here at the university. But it's called Globe Big Red. And yeah, if you do decide to give to the men's tennis program, it goes to our Excellence Fund, and our Excellence Fund is not for NIL or anything in the recruiting world, but it does provide, allow me to provide better experiences for our student athletes while they are here, whether it's equipment, gear, an experience, or another trip, to allow us to do some of the things that we would like to do with our athletes while they are here. So it's a competition within the athletic department too. So all you have to, the minimum donation is $5. There's a leaderboard. The top 3 teams, the first team that comes in first place wins $15,000 extra. Second is 10, and third is 5. And the amount you donate does not matter as long as it's $5. It's the total number of donors. So we're trying to make it a competition. I know all of you guys love tennis now that you've heard me on here weekly now, and some of our guys.
I made my donation this morning. As soon as I got the email, I made the donation.
There we go. $5. That's it. That's all you got to do, and you're positioning the men's tennis team to win this award, and then ultimately be able to help out some of our student athletes even more so. So we appreciate all the help. And if you can't help financially, we always tell you to come out and cheer for us when we're here at home. And this Sunday against Arkansas, we would love to have you guys come out. We absolutely need you, and you can make a huge impact on the match.
It is Glow Big Red. You can choose where to give. There are matches and challenges, and then, of course, we ask that you share the word. Make the donation, share the word. Glow Big Red. It's hashtag Glow Big Red. The link is all over each team's social media.
Yep, and then it's easy. Glow, GLOW, and then Big Red at .unl at .edu. So I think I shanked that, but you guys got it.
No, glowbigred.unl.edu.
There you go. Thanks,
right?
DP.
And then it's got the campaigns, and of course, click men's tennis. Go all the way in. Kind Sir, Sunday, 12 noon, Arkansas. give folks 30 seconds on why they should come see you.
Yeah, so you're seeing, two, Power 4 conferences, really Power 2 conferences go head to head. Big 10 SEC battle. We got 5 seniors on our team that have given a lot to this program. The guys on our team love Nebraska. They love being a student athlete here. They love wearing the scarlet and cream. And tennis, it's never going to be the size of football or volleyball or basketball, but your presence when you come out here really makes us feel like we're doing something really special. So even if you just come for a half an hour and check out tennis, and it makes a huge impact on us, and our guys love it, and they feed off your energy and your attendance, and we appreciate everything that you guys do for us. So thank you.
Coach, thank you very much, kind sir, for always informing, right?
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. Don't go anywhere, the big guy walks into the building. Adam Carricker will take you to 1 o'clock. Bach in the black shirt, Coach Kenny Wilhite said he's going to be in the building. Then you got old school. No, actually, today you got old school. Rocky Russo from the Lincoln Stars. Takedown Tuesdays with Mark Manning. Man, it's a loaded Tuesday here on the ticket.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic